Okay, so if you are already in debt and you are already and you're living way beyond your means, you need to understand one thing: debt is temporary. It's not forever. You are not. It's not a lifetime, sentence. You are not in jail, and you are not alone. I can tell you how many people in this country are blacklisted. That should not be any information for comfort, by the way. I'm just mentioning it that you are not alone, but don't feel comfortable. Don't be comfortable in debt. You need to always challenge yourself. So I would always suggest, my first thing that I always tell people is print out your bank statement. Go through have 4 highlighters. Your first highlighter, highlight your income. Your second highlighter, highlight all your contractual debt. So this is all the debt that you actually signed a contract to say every month I'm going to be paying this amount of money. So this would be retail accounts. It would also include things like gym, or it would include things like a car loan, a home loan, whatever. Highlight that with a different color. Then highlight all your other frivolous spending. So your lifestyle spending. Highlight all that stuff. And then with your last highlighter, highlight all your savings. If you are saving, if you have any investments. Right. That's your first step. Then you need to put those things in a column. So your finance in a column, your contractual debt in a columm, your frivolous spending in a column, and your investment in a column. Now you need to start being honest with yourself. What do you really have to pay? Do you really have to pay 600 Rand for gym that you probably don't go to? You go maybe once or twice a month. Is it worth it? No, because you really can jog. You can get out on the streets and jog because you can do exercises at home. Now we've got apps on our phones. You can basically do whatever you want to do without being in the gym. So take off the gym. Now you're already saving yourself a bit of 600 Rand, right? You can start looking at your frivolous spending. Where are you spending the most money? Some people spend the most money on takeaways. Now you need to ask yourself, why am I spending so much money on takeaways? Is it because I'm living such a very fast life that I don't have time to make meals? How do you change it? Cook your meals. Are you spending too much money on the salon? Especially as black people, we do weaves. Now, a weave is very expensive. Okay, let's say you've got the money to do your weave. But here's now, you walk out one day, you get rained on. What must happen to your weave? Now you have to go back to get it washed by food, which then means it's another amount of money. So now you are spending out of what you had planned for that hairstyle. Also, it's difficult to maintain. You know what I mean? Because you need products, you need a curling iron. So let go. Do an easy hairstyle. Lenza ama braids, lenza ama cornrows. They are very easy, those things to maintain, right? Plan your hair. Plan your hair. How much money do you have in a year for your hair? Plan it. It's important. Toiletries. Do you need all those things that you're buying? Do they actually work? Can you not summarize all your things into one product? Because now we buy sitenga ama, toner, this, that, this. I mean, really. They look nice at the shops, but you don't really need all of those products that you have. And I know that there's, especially women, we've got so many products that we don't use because we don't need them. So look at your spending, look at your lifestyle, you need to audit your own life and be honest with yourself. Don't focus on how much you earn. Focus on what you are spending your money on. That's what's important, because you might find that your additional income is right there in your statement, but you're making a bit of changes, right? And then what you need to move to is that you need to move to your debt now, your actual contractual debt, the debt that you owe people. And you need to say to yourself, how do I quickly finish this debt? Your short-term debt has to be finished because it's your most expensive debt. Getting, a car loan is very expensive. Personal loans are very expensive. So try by all means to cancel those ones, finish them off, and once you have credit cards, guys, cut up those credit cards, guys. Really cut up your credit cards, because it really makes sense to cut up your credit cards. But if you want to go deeper, you can. There are other ways and tricks for you to try and see if you can make money. You can do you can actually go for debt counseling, which is very important. I always say people must go to debt counseling. You don't have to take everything they say to you. Take it with a pinch of salt, because remember, they also they are trying to maneuver their way through this profession. So it's important that you just listen, get the motivation and the inspiration, and get the tools that you need. Come back home and be honest with yourself as to whether you can or cannot go through debt counseling, because it also then means that you are under consolidation. There are certain things that you won't be able to do. So you need to consider that very, very carefully. Then speak to people, Google, read up on some information, but don't try, which is one of the other biggest mistakes that we make in this country, is that when we're in debt, we try to find quick money making schemes. There was a thing called Triple M. Really, guys? Triple M, you really believe in such schemes? So stay away from these money-making schemes. And then the one last thing that I will always advise people is try to find and increase your income streams. There is Avon these days. There is Forever Living products. There is Herbalife. There's honey. There's ways in which you can do, that home-based type of businesses where you can sell things to people and you can make a little bit of additional money and you can try and get yourself out of debt as quickly as possible. This might sound like very bad advice, but I always give this advice. I would rather you pay off your debt, your short-term debt, before you even start saving money. Because what's the point of saving money if you've got debt? It just, those two things cancel each other out. So rather take whatever additional money that you've got, pay off your debt. Rather live a debt-free life or have your home loan as your only debt, or your serious long-term debt that kind of is like essential that you might need. But again, even with your home loan, try and pay it off as quickly as possible.